There are different arts to astrology. Some use the lot exchange. That means if Mars rules Aries and it is placed in, say, Gemini, in the mercurial sign, so this means that Mars influence, which Mercury is the third lord. It means communication problem, clashes, impatient, and quick to act. The Thai method of astrology are usually put in numbers. 1 is the Sun, 2 the Moon, 3 Mars, 4 Mercury, 5 Jupiter, 6 Venus, 7 Saturn. They use the old 7 planet or star method of the past. But now, since there are more knowledge in the field, they incorporate, which is known as the dragon's head or the moon's north node, then Neptune, and they have the Ketu, which is the moon's south node, and Uranus. But the main ingredient is the 7 planets. And it also influences, like Sun for Sunday, Moon for Monday, Mars for Tuesday, Mercury Wednesday, Jupiter Thursday, Venus Friday, and Saturn Saturday. There is usually this question, and this is just only a part of the minute detail. Whenever the Lordship is in the 12th house of its own position, like Venus in Aries, Mercury in Taurus, Moon in Gemini, Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Libra, Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Sagittarius, Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Aquarius, and Mars in Pisces. Except for the 11, Saturn in Capricorn is in a very good position because it's in its own location, while the others are in the 12th position. There's so much you can learn from this, which is the old Thai method and the art of Thai astrology. Say, for example, if you have the planet in the 12th of its own position, it means there is the kind of preparatory situation. Like some people will say, oh, you got the second lot in the first house. That is good for money matters. But we say no. It prepares you for eventually for risk-taking and for doing your math, working the system. And that is important. Like the sun, when it's in the 12th position, it warns you about being too up yourself, too sure, too arrogant, and having attitude problem. The moon 12 to itself could lead to emotional tantrums. Must have your own way, give me situation that need to be regulated and keep in control. Mars in the 12th house of his own position lead to come what may. High waters and all hell, you don't care. You just want to take risks. You want to be there first, even if it kills you. And that may someday be a death wish. Mercury in the 12th position. And this lead to arguments, words of indifferences, I'm smarter than you attitude, jumping into conclusion without the facts. And that area need to be especially careful. Jupiter in the 12th of his own position have trouble with authority. It shows that there could be complacency when there's abundance. It indicates of power struggle and indifferences. And that is something that you got to look very deeply into. Otherwise, instead of making wealth, you are depleting it. Instead of gaining achievement, you are risking it. Venus in the 12th to its normal position or to its lordship. This means that there could be jealousy, running riot over emotions of love, money, over-possessive, and over-controlling. So it shows that when Venus is in that kind of a position, sometimes you might get involved with troubled relationship just for the sake of being in an attachment. And you wonder why there's no peace, happiness, and harmony. It is also a risk taker where money matters are concerned. One more to the extent you could be hedging bets of what you already have in abundance to go getting depleted. And this need to be tackled in a very matured and calmly manner. Saturn in its own position, or 12th position of its own position. And I'm talking 12th position of its own position. This could mean that there's a restlessness of wanting to live abroad, not happy with structures of things, always wanting to try and do it differently. If someone likes olden structure, you want the modern one. And if somebody likes the modern one, you like to work with the olden antiques of things. So there could be problem with the past, or sometimes too much harping on the past. And this could lead to a complexity and problems in various matters. Now if the lords are in the 12th to the 1st, that means personally the problems will appear. If it's sun, it's attitude. If it's moon, it's emotion. If it's Mars, it's impatient. If it's Mercury, it's ideological indifferences. If it's Jupiter, it's authority indifferences. If it's Venus, it's love, uncontrollable. And if it's Saturn, then it wants to break away from the past. The same goes and applies if it's Lord 12 to the 2nd, Lord 12 to the 3rd, Lord 12 to the 4th, Lord 12 to the 5th, Lord 12 to the 6th, Lord 12 to the 7th, Lord 12 to the 8th, Lord 12 to the 9th, Lord 12 to the 10th, and Lord 12 to 11 and 12. So what it means is, if it's to the 2nd, it's a money problem. If it's to the 3rd, it's a communication problem. If it's to the 4th, it's a domestic and close relationship. If it is to the 5th, it's love, children, and social events. If it's to the 6th, it's health, responsibility, and duties. If it is to the 7th, it's partnership and dealing with outsiders. If it's in the 8th, it's money, loans, credits, and facilities. If it's to the 9th, it's overseas matters and foreign affairs. If it's in the 10th, it's career, ambition, and future. If it's in the 11th, it's group activity, social development, and gambling, risk-taking. And if it's to the 12th, it deals with losses, complications, and partings, hospitalization. So now you have this part of the equation in astrological prediction. Practice it, and it could be a great benefit to you. My name is Roy Rugdee from the Royal Astrologist. Cheers. And good studies and in-depthness to your astrological journey. Ciao.